Well, hello there friends, it's Mish here. Winter has arrived in Australia. I've come across some erosion on the beach and we're going to go metal detecting, see what we can find there. Fingers crossed, but without any further ado, let's grab that gear and let's go hunting. Well, hello everyone, I hope you're doing okay. The waves are absolutely roaring. I'll give you a shot here. Absolutely gorgeous, but you won't catch me diving today. What we're doing today is we are chasing some erosion. So there was strong winds overnight and they were pushing in a certain direction. Now, let's just say they were pushing in this direction. So I had a look at Google Maps. I had a look at the beaches that were going to be affected by wind pushing that hard onto the shore in that direction. Lo and behold, I've gone to the beach where it was pushing in that direction, and what do you know? We have a cut in the sand. So we're going to be hunting along the base of this cut, just see if there's anything that's been hidden by those top layers of sand. Probably check if anything's tumbled a little bit with the waves as well. Just check for any general low spots and check for any rocks that may have appeared that wouldn't otherwise be visible if the sand was piled up high. The other thing I want to point out is that I've had a coil change. So I've got the Nokta Legend upgrade kit. Now, to explain this for people who don't know the machine, this particular machine came with a different style of coil that you've seen me hunting with quite a bit. It was an 11-inch round coil. I'll pop my little reel video up on the side here just to show you the difference between the two. And this one is now a 12 by 9-inch coil. So dual purpose. The 12-inch long means I'm going to be able to push for some nice deep targets. The 9-inch wide means that, you know, let's just say I had a tree here and a tree there. I can actually get in and navigate between them a little bit easier than I would with a big wide coil. I'm already noticing a bit of a difference when I'm holding it. It doesn't feel as side heavy when I'm swinging side to side. So I'm really excited to see what this coil can do today. I'm actually right on my very first target. Now, I do think this is just a pull tab going by the numbers, but maybe a 20-cent piece if we're lucky. That is a clear 32. Ooh, sounding a little junky now, my friends. I am still running with pull tab at this stage. I was hoping I was just going to see it, but anyway, we'll go. Oh, no, is that it? That is it. Oh, that's a screw. We don't want that. Copper base by the look, which is why it gave such a nice signal. That's all right. What was I saying? Yes, there's been some other changes with the Legend. We have a carbon shaft in the middle now instead of the aluminium. And we've also had an arm cuff change. It's a little bit lighter weight, a little bit slimmer with the band now, so it's easier to get your arm in and out. And I've got a couple of people to thank for this particular upgrade. So there was a bit of a collaboration between one of my viewers, Marc, and also Detected, which is a detecting company I deal with quite a lot, as you would know. They put their powers together and Marc sneakily put a deposit down for the upgrade kit for the Legend, and Detected helped finish it off. So I want to say a huge thanks to Marc and the team at Detected for this lovely surprise that turned up this week. Obviously, in turn, I'm going to repay the favour by letting you all know what I think as I go. There's a really faint signal there. Very jumpy and barely being picked up by the coil, so I might have a bit of a scratch. We'll see what this is as well. And then we'll keep checking out that erosion. Let's go. This is that deep target that I got, and it was deep. It was good several inches down, and it was just the end. Or actually, it's a whole old square nail. Anyway, that is a sign that we're getting down to older targets, so I actually want to see these when I'm beach hunting. Very good. Hopefully a silver's right around the corner. Well, we haven't moved too far, only a couple of feet, and maybe 6 feet from the line of erosion. I've got quite a high punchy signal. 47. Now, I don't think it's a can. Doesn't seem to be large enough. So I'm kind of hoping for something like a florin, if I'm honest. It's definitely a coin, not a florin though. I would say a copper based coin. Maybe a 2-cent piece. I'm thinking that's probably exactly what it is. Yeah, she's copper. Oh well. 2-cent piece it is. It's still a coin. We're still on the board. 43.44. Right about there. That was the 2-cent piece. So not far. It still feels like there might be a bit of depth here. That there is. Okay, we're out. 44. I'm noticing that the signal does jump a little bit. Oh no, it's rock solid now. I thought it might have been the coil, but maybe it was just the angle of whatever this target was sitting on. See if we can see it. There it is. We're onto a 1 cent now. Possibly. Yes, we are. Oh, this is going to be a slow run to coffee money. 3 cents on the board. We're now up at the erosion wall. The erosion's about, well, here it's about 2 feet high. Probably extends to about 4 feet high over there. So it's not a small cut. And amazingly enough, give it another single high tide, this will be gone. This will be smooth again. The beach can change that quickly, especially when you're on a surf coast where the water has a bit of energy. So you've always got to keep an eye on the weather conditions, paying particular attention to wind strength and direction combined with the tides. That is, I don't know, nail, something like that. Still very old again. We actually have a signal right there as well. So I will go back and fill in that hole, but we'll dig this out while we're on camera. This one's sounding more like a 10-cent piece. Apologies if you can't hear the machine today. The roar of the surf and the strength of the wind here. Even if I put it on speaker, you'd struggle to hear it. That is definitely looking like a 10-cent piece. Yep, that's what that is. I'm just telling by the colour of the coin and the size at this point, combined with the signal. Yep, 10 cents. Nice. Let's fill in some holes before we forget. Check there's nothing else pulled in there. Ooh! There is an exceptionally faint signal there. So maybe before we fill that in, we'll excavate. Another tip that's important to know is if you're getting lots of little whisper faint signals, just make sure they're not being caused by any electromagnetic interference or EMI. I actually had to turn my phone to airplane mode today, which I don't normally have to do with the Legend. But the phone reception here is quite poor. My phone kept trying to connect to the network, and that was causing a lot of problems with my machine. Alright. Let's see if we can sift this one out. Oh, what is that? Just like a little rove or something. Nothing special. But it picked up that teeny tiny target from a fair bit of depth. So this coil's pretty good. I like it. Already feels so much nicer than the 11-inch round to swing. Now that coil is not a bad coil. You know, I've had a lot of success with silver coins and the like with it. So I wouldn't knock it. If you got one of the earlier Legends, you're not really missing out. You're still going to find a bunch of targets. Another target in here. This could be a little interesting digging into the side wall, but we'll give it a go. I kind of wish I was filming. I was almost onto the target and now I've had a landslide, so it's actually about a foot in there. but it was actually under this erosion, so it hadn't come out of the hill yet. Oh, I just don't know if I'm going to get there without this falling on top of me, but we'll give it a go. Oh, I wish I hadn't bothered. It's a can, my friends. Really squashed up can. Bit of depth. It's about 2.5 foot down from the top of the erosion. But I detected it from a fair distance away as well. Oh well, some rubbish off the beach. Can't win them all. Let's move on. Well, let me start by saying I don't trust this signal in the slightest, but because it's something very different to what we've been getting, I thought I'd get you to join along for the ride. I first got a signal here that was like 45, so maybe there's like a 2-cent piece, maybe a 1-cent piece there, but right next to it, and it could be the same signal, 54. Coming up as very shallow, because I'm getting I can see it there actually. I think this might be a good target, but let's have a listen before I pick it up. I'm just going to give you the headset. Now what I want you to listen to there is the fact that it's a multiple beep. Have another listen. That is generally a very good indicator of a target that is right there on the surface. Means it's hitting multiple parts of the coil, so it's going beep, 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 and then backwards, beep, beep, beep. Anyway, enough talk, let's pick it up. This is going to be a pre-decimal coin of some sort, given that size and signal. And guess what? We're on the silver, guys. That was on the surface, far out. That, my friends, is a silver florin. Let me get you a year. I'm just going to bring it up to my eyes. Oh, no wonder it's ringing so high. It's one of the older ones. That is 1938, so that makes that a 925 silver coin. Looks like it may have been sitting there just waiting for us to come along. Wow, you can see that I've barely even made a dent. My goodness. Okay, we've found our spot. See, you've got to hunt to the weather conditions, guys. Don't necessarily have to wait for a low tide, as long as you know what you're looking for on the beach. Let's see what else we get. Wow, are we even going to be able to concentrate after that last target? I don't know. But I do have something else to find. On the jumpy side, mid-30s. Ah, there we go. Hello, Sinker Squad. Couldn't leave you out of the adventure, could we? All right, first sinker of the day, which is not too bad because we've found several coins and a silver already. So I kind of like that ratio. Sinker was here. 42, 43 here. Not too far away. It is a coin. Hey, there we go. Finally on the board with a Goldie. Got $2 there. And it's a little corroded, but I think that one's still going to be spendable, so we're going to count that one towards coffee money. I think we've gotten, 10 cents thereabouts in decimal currency so far prior to this. So it's still a slog, but if we find another one of those, we're sweet. Nice. I've been getting in the zone a little bit and just digging a couple of targets without the pressure of being on camera. Found a couple more copper nails and just low denomination coins and that sort of thing. This one was actually a bit jumpy on the top, but I can kind of see why. Look how far down I've dug. Let's give you a bit of an indicator here so you can see my knee is here. So we're about 2/3 of the way up my shin. But we've got our target. And look, I'm going to say we're at coffee money, guys, because that's another $2 coin from the depths of the sand. Fantastic. I think I'm going to need a coffee after a cold day like today. It is freezing on my back right now. I really hope you can hear me. But look, initial impressions with this coil is excellent. I'm really enjoying it. The whole detector now, I don't know whether this is more so the coil or the carbon shaft or, you know, just the upgrades as a whole. It's a lot more comfortable to swing. Not that the original edition wasn't comfortable, but it certainly, I did feel it over time. So I'll probably give another impression at the end of the hunt when I've been hunting for this for a few hours, just to sort of see how it's weighing down my arm at the end. But no, this is awesome. This feels really balanced. And, you know, it's not as light as the Deus 2. I don't think hardly any detector's as light as the Deus 2. But, yeah, very, very happy so far. Very happy with this hunt in general so far, actually. It's nice to get a good coin ratio. Oh, I guess I'll brave the cold more often. On to the next. Which, hold that thought. I think the next might be right here, even though the signal is cutting out a little bit. But that's kind of how the $2 sounded initially. Just little blips, barely on the radar. Ringing higher than the $2 coin did. So maybe another 1 or 2 cent piece. Okay, looks like we've got something out at a 42. That is another 1 cent piece. Cool. I won't show you every 1 and 2 cent piece from here out, just because it's going to get a bit same old, but that's cool. Potentially a 10 cent piece here, but you never know. Could be gold. We're in the right range. 26, 27. Not gold on this occasion. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Nope, another 10 cent piece. You can tell by the patina of sorts that's developed on it that it hasn't been dropped anytime recently. Makes you wonder how many years it's been covered for. I can certainly tell you how old the coin is. It is from 1971. So for all we know, could have been down there all the way since the early 70s. Fascinating when you think about it. We're heading up to another bit of erosion now. Even larger than the previous erosion, so we're looking 5-6 foot drop now. Ooh, it's exciting. Already got 1 silver on the board. I wouldn't mind another.
See the blue sky, feel the wind that blows. Get the rush in, heaven only knows. I'm all alone, still lying far from lonely. On a journey, on a winding road. Got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the sunny, high mountain tops. So I made some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path, see the planet from greater heights.
Now folks, I definitely know that this next target is a 2 cent piece, but I thought I'd use it just to do a little bit of homework on the new coil. I'm going to use the pinpoint function. We're going to see exactly where it lands on the coil with the pinpoint. All right. So I'm listening for the highest pitch signal and I'm wanting this target to fill up. There we go. So if I now lift that off, okay, so it is landing, that target there is landing right about there under the coil. So if we have a look down here, we sort of picture this little V here. It's about here that it seems to be pinpointing. I will try it again just to make sure. Oh, and I've moved the target. It's, let me see, right there now. Yep. Pretty much where the word Nokta starts, sort of between the coil lugs and the word Nokta, that's about where that's pinpointing. So that's kind of handy to know when I'm digging these big old beach holes. Another 2 cents. Well, I won't get too excited yet because this target sounds uneven in shape. Over this way we've got a 46, 47. Now I've got to turn you into the wind for the other side, but let's have a look at the numbers when I turn 90 degrees. I'll try and do this as best I can while shielding you. Look at that. 53, 54, 55. We got a 55 signal before, didn't we? It sounded a lot nicer than this one though, to be fair. Oh really? Another 2-cent piece? Oh, you do this to me. Oh, you do this to me. We'll check for more targets just in case. That was it. Got us on that occasion. Ah, well. Whoop. What is that? Almost surface 21. Looks like we might have gotten another coin in the process. Possibly a 5-cent piece at those numbers. Yeah, we're going to roll with that. Yep, 5-cent piece. Awesome. At least it was a 2-for-1 deal, right? That could explain the signal. Something else? Let's just keep the camera rolling, shall we? 23, 24. It does sound, again, I know you can't hear a thing, but it's quite faint in my ears, suggesting that we may have a bit of a dig. Ooh, something's out, but it doesn't sound so great. Well, that took longer than I'd care to admit to find. I'd say that's some really crumpled up old foil. No, it could have been a more solid metal, but anyway, it's toast, whatever it is. We'll pocket it, we'll keep going. There's a reason why I don't turn the camera on for every signal. I don't suppose you can see the impressions of my coil here. 1, 2, 3, 4 way over there. I'm actually going to give you the headset for a second and you're going to have a bit of a listen. Alright, hopefully you can hear this. That's 1. 2, that one sounds quite nice. That one's a bit quieter and a bit iffy, but we'll certainly dig it. And that one's interesting because it's just not quite like the other signals we've had. Whoop, I'm stepping on my markers. But anyway, we're going to see what those 4 targets are and I'll report back at the end. I think I probably just reinforced why I don't do the live digs. Alright, target 1, and this is in order that I showed you. Target 1, sinker. Target 2, that was the loud one. 2 sinkers in one spot. Target 3, which was my iffy one, was a lead projectile, 22 caliber, has been fired. And target 4, drum roll please, another sinker. Not as good as our first little patch of erosion. Whoop. And I just buried myself in it there. But I've actually still found more targets along the line here, so we're just going to keep on chugging. See if we can get back onto that coin line, shall we? Well, what do I say here? Friends, we need to go on a little bit of a journey. I need to show you something. Alright, so we're going to just moonwalk our way back here. You can see the erosion up on the side here. This, my friends, was the pile of sinkers. So where I had the 4 different targets, sinker, 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 sinker over here as well. This was not part of the 4 you saw me dig. Went a little bit further along. Down here we had a 2-cent piece, and over here we had a low signal. So it was about a 20. Have a listen in to this signal. $20, $21, pretty consistent. Wow. So you and I are going to come in nice and close for this one. I don't know if you can see that there. I know I certainly can. Can you see it? Can you see it yet? That is the colour we want, my friends. Let's have a better look. Yes, that's gotta be. Now let me just bring it up to my eyes, just in case there's any identifying marks. Maybe we can get it back to an owner. No engravings in this one, but what I can see, and hopefully you can too, is that is 18 karat gold. It says 18 CT, it's got a ring size in there as well. That's amazing, guys. That is amazing. That's pretty deep down too. Let me show you the hole I dug. Maybe hand for scale. That's up to my elbow. And there was not a bad signal on the Legend, but as I say, I just thought it was a 5-cent piece, so I didn't turn the camera on for it. I'm really regretting that now. Wow, look at that. That is absolutely marvellous, guys. My day has been made. Let's see what else we get, but it's going to be hard to top that one. Guys, I'm honestly stunned at this point. I do not know what to think. Well, I do know what to think. I think I'm going to turn the camera on every time I think I've got a 5-cent piece now. Because that's just tipped things on its head for me. And of course I'm finding sinkers now that I'm doing a live dig, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. But as I say, it was very significant erosion. I'm just going to give you a better look. So that is about 5 foot high. And I found the ring right at the bottom of it. So probably been covered for a very, very long time. I think this will be yet another sinker. They're all kind of hanging around the 40 mark today. I want another one of those 20 signals, that'd be great. Alright, another sinker, but that's alright, we're still on the heavy stuff. Where there's sinkers, there's gold, apparently. We just proved that theory today. Awesome. Ooh. Actually trying to climb up on top of the erosion now. So basically I've done the strip of erosion. I'm now going back and forth and sort of checking either side of it, just to see if anything's not quite fallen out of the hill or whether something's tumbled down the hill. We've got this. Have a listen. 2021. Look, I'm just going to be humble and say I think it's a 5-cent piece. I don't think it would actually be gold up on the high end of the erosion anyway. But my goodness, imagine if I didn't have the camera on this time round and pulled out a second gold. How good would that be? Well, how bad would that be to not have the camera on? But anyway, 2021. Same signal that we had, but just don't feel that we can do that twice in one hunt. We'll see. Nope, just a coin. 5 cents. This is why we dig the low to mid-tones. Oh well. I haven't looked yet, so we're going to find out what this is together. Another deep hole. Okay, so this is a 12 by 9 coil. Yep, that's about a 12-inch deep hole. And sitting on the top here somewhere is a 23 signal. It's not far away, whatever it is. Looks like a coin. 10 cent maybe, worn down a little bit. That's exactly what it is. Another gold ring. We'll keep trying. 20. You just know I'm going to turn the camera on for that. Seems shallow though. Probably not gold. It was not. Another 5 cents. I'm literally just about to leave the beach, guys. I might put this before my outro, but this was filmed after my outro. I got a signal right at the steps And I thought, oh, maybe it's a component of the steps. It is not. 48 signal has revealed a second silver coin. I think this is actually a shilling. Yep, that is an old shilling at that. Like literally at the base of the steps. Obviously been covered in sand and the erosion's just revealed a few more steps. Wow, I won't be able to get a year while I'm out here, but I'll pop it in the description if I can find it. Definitely one of the older ones, one of the 925 silver. I can see the old crest there. What a cracking end. You won't hear me mention it in the outro because obviously this was filmed afterwards, but that's pretty darn cool. All right, on to the wrap up. Crew, we are nestled up tight in the sand dunes because that wind is just unrelenting today, but I am calling it a day. I found so many targets today, and yes, not many of them are amazing targets, but those couple of awesome finds, the florin, the gold ring, that has absolutely made my day out. I guess the moral of today's story is to keep an eye on those weather conditions. So you're looking for high tides combined with a strong wind and going in a direction that will cause that big, deep erosion cut on your local beach. If you see that combination of conditions, make sure you get down to the beach as soon as that high tide has passed. The other thing we tested out today was that new coil for the Nokta Legend, as well as the other upgrades, the carbon shaft and the arm cuff. I must say, I'm pretty impressed. I didn't think it was that much of a weight difference just weighing them on the scales out of the box. However, in the hand, that felt a whole lot more comfortable to swing. I'm not getting the arm fatigue that I normally would at this point of the hunt. So I think that's a pretty positive sign. And I definitely think it was punching a little bit deeper on the original stock coil as well. So look, it remains to be seen. We'll keep hunting with it and I'll keep reporting back to you. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this hunt, please don't forget that like button. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you on my next adventure. Cheers.